All right. See if that works. It shows that I'm streaming. If it doesn't now, then we're just going to keep going. But I think it was the stream keys. So.
Yep. There you go.
Too bad. Sorry about that, guys. Always something when you're streaming. All right.
You're on.
Perfect. So welcome stream a little bit late, but all right. So you guys, again, you're walking down a road, and I'm going to share a map with you. So you're walking down this path as you head towards the village, and if you all would do me a favor and give me a perception challenge roll. So if you open your character sheet on the main tab, you'll find something that says perception, and where it says the number, it'll be 10, 11, or something like that. Double click on it, and it will roll in the chat for me.
Come on. I thought I got rid of all my bad rolls.
All right, so Evelyn and Tuffret, you all are kind of, as you're walking in, you're scanning, and you notice some movement in the bushes up towards the right and to the left. So you are not surprised, but as you're looking in the bushes, you see the trees start to make way as these monstrous spiders come out of the bushes and are headed your way. So how we do initiative in Shadow of the Demon Lord, and I need everyone to roll initiative, is you will open your character sheet, and on the main tab, you're going to see 3 buttons to the right of where it says speed. You'll see fast, slow, and then SURP, which means surprised. You are not surprised, so you guys can choose to either go fast or slow. Fast means that you'll be able to act before anyone, but you can only either move or you can take an action, but you can't do both. So what happens is the player characters always go first. So any player character that selects fast will be going first. If the monsters are going fast, then they will go after. And then whoever selects slow turn as a player character will then go, and you can both move and you can attack. And then the monsters will finally act if they're going slow. So go ahead and open your character sheet and decide if you're going to go fast or slow. And we'll get started. And they are going to go, second. All right. Okay, so Evelyn, you are up first. So you can see these things as they're headed your way. So feel free. You can move. You can pull out a weapon to attack. Tell me what you'd like to do.
I'm pulling out my sling because I don't want to get close to a spider. Yuck.
Okay, sounds good. And then, so Age, what she's going to do is she is going to hold down Control and left click on the spider that's on the map. And for anyone who hasn't used Fantasy Grounds, make sure that you open up the combat tracker, which is right underneath where it says tool, the top right of the screen. You'll see 2 crossed swords, and that will open up the combat tracker for you.
Yep, see, thank you.
Yep. All right, Belle, fire at will.
Yay.
All right.
All right. How do I do damage on this game?
So on damage, it's right next to where you rolled your attack, but it'll just say like 1d3, and all you do is double click the 1d3.
Oh, okay. Yay.
Awesome. So this stone slams in. You see one of its legs kind of buckle as you as it kind of slams into its one of its 8 legs. So would you like to move or do anything else? If you would, you can with the second part of your action. If not, you can certainly stay where you are.
I will stay where I am.
All right. So Baldwin, now you can move towards one of these things to attack it, or if you have a ranged weapon, you can also use a ranged weapon, or you can always hold your action until it comes towards you. So tell me what you'd like to do.
All right,
Welcome, everyone.
Has his axe on his shoulder and he's keen for a bit of a scrap after travelling and not getting a taste of any action. So he says to Evelyn, "Good shot, Evelyn," and looks at the spider that she's hit and charges it with his battle axe, ready to strike.
Awesome. So feel free to move. You'd like to move. You should be able to move. Yeah, you can move up 2 squares towards it.
Which one did she hit? On the left or my right?
The one on the right.
How far can I?
Or actually, is that right? Yeah, that is the one. You can move up 2 squares. So if you, basically 10 yards. There you go. So, and if you'd like, you can hold an action. So like hold your battle axe. And if it does come towards you, then you can swing at it if it gets in your range.
Yep. I'll egg it on. Come to me, spider.
Nice. I like it. And now, as you're done, you can pass your turn. There should be a little down arrow on the combat tracker that'll move your turn down to the next player. It's at the very bottom. Perfect. All right, Saul, you are up. And if you have any questions about spells or any of that, just let me know, and I'm happy to kind of walk through that with you a bit.
All right, yeah. So I'm going to look to cast Harm spell.
Okay.
How do I do that?
Okay. So a couple things that I'll explain with spells, and then we'll talk about the harm spell. So you'll see right to the right of spells where you see a 2 and a 1. That means you can cast every rank 0 spell twice. And you can cast every rank 1 spell 1 time. And the way you know the rank, although you can see, if you look at the very...
description.
Okay, perfect. So for harm, I'm opening it up. What you're going to want to do, let's see. So in this case, you're going to make an intellect attack roll. So go ahead and target the spider like you have. And you should be able to... What? Well, I'll tell you what. Do roll an intellect challenge roll, and then I'm going to have to look at it. It should be code. Actually, you know what? Let's try this. I want to try this real quick. So you're going to use intellect, and harm should be against its strength. So let me see if I can do. There we go. So now that you have it targeted, go ahead and hit that dice icon that just popped up under your harm spell, and it should roll against its strength.
Double click?
Yes, double click.
Great.
All right.
Nice.
So you did hit it. So it takes a -5 penalty to its health for 1 minute. And that was against Spider 1. Yep. All right. Awesome. So what does that do to it? Do you know, what do you think? What happens when you're casting that harm spell on the spider? Sorry, Saul. I was just seeing if you wanted to embellish like what it did to it, but no worries at all.
Yeah, okay, sorry. No.
It's all good. It's all good. All right, Tuffrit, you are up. What would you like to do?
Alright, so I can move back 2 squares, right?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so I'm gonna move back 2 squares.
Welcome, everybody.
Do that.
Sorry we got streamed a little late. We got some problems with the stream, but we're set now. So thanks for watching. All right.
So I want to get take a scan around, make sure there's not more of these things other than the 2 that are in front of us. And
Oh.
I have Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, go ahead. What I was going to say is, why don't you, and I'll call it like a passive, but go ahead and give me another perception challenge roll.
Sure.
All right, you don't. I mean, you're quickly scanning as you look around, but you don't see any other areas. It looks pretty open in the areas outside of where these things were hiding, so you don't see anything else.
All right, so I'm gonna pull out my staff, but there was something I wanted to ask you. For game master stuff, is I have a nature profession.
Okay.
So, would these spiders be native to this area? Is that something kind of, is this unheard of, or is it standard, hazard?
Yeah, I mean, you think it's relatively standard, and you think, look, with the shadow that's around the northern reach. I mean, you've heard and seen, all types of monsters and spiders that are typically small that grow to these monstrous sizes. So you don't think it's incredibly unusual.
All right, so I just took a step back, took my staff out, and I assessed the situation. And now I'm not too worried. So I'm just gonna hold my position there with my staff, and if anything comes at me, I'll whack it.
Sounds good.
And if you guys can put the past your turn in the hotkeys to help you remember.
Good point.
So you
All
can
right.
drag the little end turn or whatever to the hotkey.
So
Oh, that's good. Okay, that's good to know.
as the large spider comes running towards you, Baldwin, it's about to take a bite out of you, but because you have not acted yet with your action, you can go ahead and take a swing at it as you held your action. So,
Just my blade.
Pop its fangs out, Baldwin.
Come
So,
on.
actually,
on.
I don't. Let's see. Did you? It doesn't say it hit or miss, which is interesting. Oh, you didn't have it targeted, but it would have missed. So in this case, your battle axe goes flying above it as it tries to sink its fangs into your flesh.
Oh, sorry. I was supposed to do control.
No problem at all. So this thing sinks its fangs into you, and it does 1 damage. And I need you to give me a strength challenge roll as you feel this poison trying to take hold in your body.
Need help here, guys.
All right, so you feel this wave of nausea hit you, but it does not take hold, and it passes over you without any effect.
Do I need to adjust my health at all with that one?
Nope.
Or-
You should see in the combat tracker that you have a 1 now in damage, so it automatically applied it against you.
Ah, yep. Very good.
All right, so this other spider comes down, and he comes down here as he lumbers towards you, but can't get all the way towards you, and his fangs are waiting to find flesh, but he cannot. So now we're at the top of the round again. So again, every round you can determine if you go fast or slow. So go ahead and determine if you want to go fast this time or slow. And remember, the monsters will always go after you no matter what. You guys certainly can talk. If there's ever a time you want to coordinate attacks, feel free to do so. So they are going to, let's see, large spider 1.
Fast means you either do a move or an action.
Correct.
And slow means you do both.
That's correct. All right, so Evelyn, being the rogue and the fastest, you are up first again.
All right, so I still have out my lovely sling and let one fly. Oh no, and I miss. Well, I don't trust the fangs on this because I saw him get bitten and there's no way. So I'm going to move back 2 spaces so that way it's harder for it to get to me and it can go after the clockwork.
The spider hisses
It won't be as tasty to bite.
his disappointment.
Oh, so you can a fast move. You can attack and then.
No, sorry. I'm sorry, Evelyn. I should have said that. You're right. Since you went fast, you can only. Oh, well, yeah, but you moved. Are you going to move instead of attack?
No, I
You-
did. I attacked first.
Ah, that's right. Okay, sorry. Yep. Thank you
Yeah,
for
so I'll go back.
calling me on that. So, all right.
No, it's kind of.
It might. Baldwin, you are up.
I'll say now it is my turn, Spider. Here I go. I think I've control. When I did control click, a number 1 came on it. Does that mean it's highlighted or?
If you look in the combat tracker, it should say next to your name, targets large spider 1, and that way you know that you have it selected.
Excellent, excellent. Bring the pain. Yeah.
Very nice.
That's the way.
Hey guys, I have just a little Google sheet that has a little more
Do you
information
like it?
about the adventure and a couple of spoilers, but feel free to take a look at that if you want. Awesome. This thing is reeling. It's kind of like stumbling, like it's wanting to go down, but it is still up and ready to attack.
Imagine it looks like Mom hit it with a broom, huh?
Nice. Anything else you want to do, Baldwin, or do you want to? If not, you can pass. But
No, I'm just gonna scream a battle cry for the new god.
awesome.
Slice down on it.
All right, go ahead and hit that down arrow, and the large spider will go. All right, so this spider is going to try to feast on what's in front of it. And it hits, sinks into you again, but this time you do not feel, it must have just kind of given you a little bit of a glancing blow because it did not try to inject any poison into you this time. The Fret, you are up.
Alright, so if I have the spell listed there for minor healing, is that a thing?
Yep. Everything that's on your character sheet, you actually have.
Okay. So since it looks like that we're not being surrounded or anything, I'm going to go ahead and move back up towards our colleagues here, or allies,
Okay.
I should say. And I'll keep my staff out, and I'll just kind of prepare myself since I'm not really in range.
Okay.
And then I'll say, "Good one."
Huzzah!
All right.
And that's it. I'll pass my turn.
Sounds good.
You're missing out on the fun, Tufret.
So the spider gets up next to Evelyn, and he's gonna try to take a bite. Yep.
I'm not tasty. Go away, spider.
And he does hit, but he does a couple of points of damage as the fang kind of scrapes you a little bit, doesn't get the injection all the way into your flesh. So it is Saul's turn now. You saw your friend just get a little bite.
Yeah. This time I'm going to try and cast Ruin.
Okay. Let me look at this again real quick. So in this case, and you probably see it, so you'd have to, I might have to give you 1 damage, but then the target takes 1d6 damage. So let's do this. So I'll give you the damage. 1 second. And then go ahead and make sure, I think you already have it target. Do you have Spider 2 or Spider 1 targeted? Yep, you got the right one. So go ahead and then just roll the damage. Just double click on the 1d6 in the next to the ruin spell, and it'll roll the damage. Nice. So it takes 5 damage, and it needs to do a little strength challenge roll. So sad it failed. So the spider becomes fatigued. So give me 1 second. And so just so everyone knows, and you have access to these cards, but as I'm dropping this on the, actually, I don't know if I can. I think I'll need to make a note of that. So it is fatigued. All attack and challenge rolls with 1 Bane. Give me 1 second. All right, so I took away the boon there. Okay. So I'll remember that. So it is now fatigued, so it's going to make all of its attack and challenge rolls with 1 Bane. So nicely done. And you heard it. So are you you're moving on the other side of it?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. All right, we are back at the top of the round. So I'm going to make a quick note here. 1 second.
Just a quick question: is that already hard coded in for the boon or the bane?
No, it's we have it set for the players, but I don't think we have it set yet for the NPCs.
Okay.
So I think it's something that's coming. Yep.
Okay.
All right. So let's see. They're just gonna go fast now. So they're gonna go fast and fast. All right. So Baldwin, since you are going fast, you are up first.
I said stay down! And hit it again. Come on, man!
Oh no.
I
Think
want to take my battle axe out of my left hand and put it in my right hand. I forgot I was right-handed.
Fair enough. You can change your dice color too if you'd like. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Would you like to try to move, or do you want to stay where you? Oh no, sorry, you went fast.
And now
So-
with all the new Fantasy Grounds dice, you can change all kinds of colors.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. All
How
right,
do you
Baldwin.
change the color?
Say again.
How do you change the dice color?
So if you go up to the top right of your Fantasy Grounds under where it says Tools, you should. Why am I not? Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's the dice. The very top right, you'll see dice, and then there you can change the color. All right, so Baldwin, if you're done, you can pass your turn, and then Sal will be up. Hit that down arrow, and it'll pass your turn. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. Did you see the down arrow, Baldwin? I can do it. Oh, awesome! Thank you. All right, Saul, you are up, and you got this nasty looking spider right next to you.
And I'll just pull out my quarterstaff here and pound it over the head.
All right, sounds good. And oh, you just missed it. It's kind of reared back, and it was able to scuttle a little bit out of your way. All right, so this spider one is going to keep going on his good thing here as it tries to bite. Well, let's take this. It actually did 192. It should not have done that. Oh yeah, it does do that. All right, so it hits, but it does not get its poison on you. But it does a couple more points of damage as the fangs are doing their work here. And Spider 2 is going to, let's see, he's going to go after, he's going after Evelyn again. And Evelyn, he does not get his boon because he is fatigued. So he does not, but he still does hit anyway.
Damn.
So he does a couple points of damage, but no poison, fortunately. All right, Evelyn.
Keep telling him I taste bad, but he's not listening. So I'm going to go back to
Okay,
and use my sling again.
sounds good.
It might help if I rolled the correct thing.
Nice, you hit it.
Yay. You want to count the damage I just did?
Yeah.
Oh, you should be able to double click on the damage, right? And it should apply it.
I accidentally clicked the damage first.
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
That
So
way
it
you don't
sh-
have to erase what I accidentally did.
got it. So you already did the damage, right? So we're all good.
Yeah, we're all good.
All right,
Yeah, so it's
beautiful.
got, what is it, 3 points? Yeah, I'm like, bad spider,
Nice.
die already.
All right. They are still up and going. Anything else? Tuffret, you're up next.
Yeah. So I'm gonna make sure that Evelyn knows that I'm reaching out to her with my hand, and I'm saying that bite is gonna be nasty. It's gonna get infected. Come here, lads. So he's trying to heal her essentially.
Okay.
He says some arcane words and kind of waves his hands around. Are you gonna accept that, Evelyn?
I'm sure since she's been traveling with you for a while that she completely understands what's going on and will happily accept healing.
Yep. Some people don't like it, but this is gonna help you.
Awesome.
So how do I execute this heal?
So the way healing works, because healing is usually on, it uses your own healing rate, which is a little interesting. So Evelyn, what you're gonna do? Let me just look at minor
Do
healing
minor.
again.
Yep.
Right.
And I gotta check that off for using it, right?
Yep. Exactly. So Evelyn, if you open the main page of your character sheet, next to health, you're gonna see a little green diamond shape. And if you hold shift and double click that, it's going to heal you for half of your healing rate, which I believe is going to be 1. Healing rate is not very strong in Shadow of the Demon Lord, but I'll see if it applies it correctly when you do that. All right, it did. So you can see it popped up in chat, and it did heal half of your healing rate. So it healed you for a point.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna kind of turn to the spider and prepare for it to attack if it comes close.
Okay.
I'm gonna pass my turn.
Sounds good. All right, guys, we're at the top again. The spiders are going to go fast. All right, Evelyn, fast or slow? All right, you get to start.
All right, well, hopefully it won't come after me again, but I am going to let slingshot go yet again. Come on, come on. Oh,
Oh, it looked, man, it looked good at first.
it did. Oh, well. Stay, spider, stay away.
All right, Baldwin. This thing just keeps coming at you.
You have been a worthy opponent, Spider, but now it is time to end this dance. Or not.
Just misses. All right, it's going to be up to Saul. Once Baldwin, you get a chance to pass, then Saul's going to do what he can do.
Okay, I'm gonna attempt harm again. This time I'm number 2.
Okay. So let's see. Yep. Ah, shoot. All right. So this large spider is going to stay where he is and keep trying.
Jeez.
Keep going away. He's not going anywhere. It's right in front of you. Oh,
Ugh.
I need to attend his school of combat.
I know. So he does a little damage, but I do need you to do a strength challenge roll, please. All right, and
Struggling.
unfortunately, it does a little more damage as you feel this poison take hold of it. And you are, I need to pull on this effect for you real quick. And you have the poisoned condition. Oh, wow, it's not. 1 second. Oh, why isn't it in here? Huh.
Gonna make a note.
Yeah, it should have been, it should already be in effect. So I wonder if this, it might be that our current version doesn't, yeah, I'm just going to add one right down here real quick.
Glad there's only 2 of these.
And, right? And attack and challenge rolls. All right, that should. should do this.
Do I need to do anything on my sheet? for
Nope,
this?
I just added the poison effect, so it is going to basically give you 1 bane on your attack rolls and challenge rolls just while you're poisoned. All right, so this thing is going to stay where it is. It's going to try to just bite Saul, who's in front of it. And it misses Saul. And Tefret, you are up.
All right, so I'm gonna move up to. I'm gonna
Yep.
reach out to Baldwin and use my rank 1 light healing.
Awesome.
So
All
how
right,
does
so
that work?
let me look at your light. I think that is probably equal to your healing rate, but let me look.
Yeah, it heals equal to
Yep.
its healing rate. Yep.
So, Baldwin, what you're going to do is on the main tab of your character sheet, next to your health, where you see that 4 in green, just double click that. And
Oh!
So yes, you just healed 4 points. Awesome. All right.
Tufrik, I knew there was a reason I was traveling with you, friend.
Hey. And
All right.
I'll end my turn.
All right. All right. Let's go fast and slow. All right, Evelyn, you're up first.
Okay, well, since thankfully it didn't come close to me, I'm going to use that sling again. Come on.
Ah,
Really?
jeez.
Okay, well, I'm very disappointed at my sling and will end my turn.
All right, Baldwin, what say you?
My spirit is renewed. Taste my blade. Yeah.
Oh, very nice. Very
Saw
nice.
that 1 coming up.
I know.
Ah, you cursed me.
Oh no. You did 3 points of damage though. So it's still looking worse the wear, definitely. Not quite down yet. All right. You're done. All right, Saul. What do you think? You can get these things down.
All right, I'm gonna turn my attention to Baldwin's spider there. I'll attempt to cast room. Did you catch that?
Yep. You're gonna try to catch wound.
Yeah, read.
All right. Oh, wait a second. I thought you said wound. So sorry. What is it you're casting?
Ruin, R-U-I-N.
Oh, ruin. Sorry, my fault. My fault. Yep, gotcha. So, all right, I'll give you the 1 damage, and go ahead and target the creature and double click on the 1d6 damage. All right, so you did 2 points of damage to it, and it needs to make a strength challenge roll. So let me do that. And it made the strength challenge roll, but it still did take the damage. So, all right. So Spider 1, unless there's anything else you can do, Saul, I think that's it. So Spider 1 is going to... He's going to attack away. Fight away again. I missed.
The tide has turned.
Spider 2, and you can tell he's very tired. So he's trying, but he's not quite as strong as he was before, but he does get a bite in. Does a little bit of damage. Couple points of damage. Ooh, 3. That's all you can do. And Tefret, you are up now.
Alright, so I'm gonna move closer to Saul. And I'm gonna use my staff and try to thump that spider with it.
Sounds good. Ah.
think that's it.
All right. Round 6, fast, slow. All right, Evelyn, what do you think? What do you think?
Hoping that now that I've changed dice, that the sling will work better.
Whoa, that looks cool.
I like that. Oh, jeez.
I've missed. Well, I'm changing them again, so there.
All
Yeah,
right.
for me.
Evelyn, see what you can do with this thing.
Strike now. Come on.
Ah, jeez. Can't TPK them so early, man.
You're either the worst fighter ever, or it's a damn good spider.
Right? Fast. All right,
I
Saul.
like long battles. What can I say?
So is the large spider number 1? Is it looking like it's on its last legs here? Barely.
It is. The one in front of Baldwin looks very, yeah, it looks like it's kind of having a hard time staying upright. Thanks for joining, guys. We had, like I said, a little bit of a slow start, but
Okay.
we are in it now. And take a look at that link I dropped if you want a little bit more information on the module.
Target number 2 again. Excuse me for this.
So you want a target number 2? Okay, gotcha. Perfect. All right. Gonna keep doing what it's doing. Oh, man. And number 2 is going to, yep, same thing. And he misses. All right, Tuffret.
All right, same thing. I'm gonna try to whack it, just like I was hitting it like with the broom handle.
All right. Holy moly. Very nice. Natural 20. I like it.
Yep. Does it do anything in this game?
It doesn't. Unfortunately, it doesn't.
Darn.
And there are some spells that'll give you something extra if you're above a 20, but
There's 3.
all right. So yeah, you definitely this thing is it's reeling. It's not quite as bad shape as the one up top, but it's definitely reeling a bit.
All right, I'll let pass my turn.
All right.
Take
Fast,
that.
fast and slow. All right, Evelyn, you are going to go first.
Come on, dice.
New dice. Ooh, purple.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Oh, no!
Wow. Holy moly.
Oh, maybe that bodes well for me if you roll the 1.
I was gonna say, I do bad, then I'll let you get the, all the glory,
Yeah.
right?
Share the glory.
All right, Baldwin, see if you can put this thing down. It's definitely looking like it's
Match.
ready to go down.
Change dice as well.
All right, you hit it.
Let's go. The power of the new gods. Yeah.
So what happens to this thing as you kill it? What happens with the killing blow here?
Well, as I've been pierced by its fangs and I'm desperately trying with my shield just to fend off its fangs, I bring my axe down in one sweeping motion and it severs its head from its body.
Awesome. I love it. In fact,
Ugh.
give yourself, if you open up your character sheet at the very top where it says fortune, and it's right underneath your ancestry, double click on that, and it'll give you fortune. There you go. So I can show you what that does later, but it can do things like allow you to change dice and do some cool things. So we can go through that later.
Kneel down in praise of my God that He's blessed me with this.
Nice. All right, Saul, you are going to be up. There's one spider left. You've got one down.
pull out my big gun here for spells and try and cast an hateful defecation.
Oh, nice. All right. So go ahead and target it, and you should be able to roll the attack roll.
I'm not seeing a dice icon for.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, it looks like this in this case. Hold on one second. Actually, all you do if it targets.
Yeah, I think it's like ruin where it just does the damage.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, go ahead and just roll your damage.
Well, there is something here that says attack 20 plus.
Yeah, let's. All right, let me just read this real quickly.
It
It
must be attack.
it says attack. That's interesting. I wonder if I need to give me 1 second on this. It does say an intellect. Yeah, let me just read this again. All right, so in this case, its health is less than 10. So the spider like stands up and it's kind of its eyes are just staring at you all, but then all of a sudden you hear this rumbling in its guts as all of a sudden you see this pile of blood and feces just explode out of it, and the whole thing just collapses and falls dead on the ground.
Oh, damn.
Hooray!
That is hateful defecation for you.
Jeez.
All right. Let's see.
Defecation.
I know, only in Shadow the Demon Lord. All right, so you guys have made it through your first combat on your way to town. A little worse for wear, but not nobody went down. So well done. You made it through your first encounter. So yeah. So Baldwin, just so you know, and everyone else, if for fortune, you can spend it at any time to do one of the following, and you can find this in your player cheat sheet later too. But let me share this real quick. You can turn your D20 roll into a success. So if you're attacking and you miss, you can literally use your fortune to make it a success, or a challenge roll. You can turn the result of any of your D6s. So like if you have a boon, you can turn a 1 into a 6. Or you can, if somebody else is making a critical roll, you can grant them 2 boons on their roll. So just remind me, and if there's ever a situation where you're like, hey, I want to use it, you can use that. So.
Yep, very good.
All right. So anything else you all want to do before you try to make your way into town?
I would like to see if these spiders bear any value being a shopkeeper in a past life. Any parts of these spiders?
Oh,
Check around the area, see if they, where there's anything in the trees or whatever where they came from. Perhaps they have somebody webbed up or something.
okay. You take a little time, and as you're kind of surveying, you find what you think is its home. You can kind of see something like basically dug into the dirt where it's kind of almost made it its trapdoor home, but it looks like it's only the 2 spiders. You really don't see anything else, and you do not see anyone hanging from a web, so you don't see anything else there. It looks like they were just kind of on the side of the road, and they thought you might be some easy prey.
Would we know if anything of the spiders' bodies be valuable? The fangs, poison sacs, whatever?
Yeah, I mean, do you have anything, any professions that you think might lend you to that?
I use my shopkeeper profession.
Okay. So look, I mean, you think there might be, maybe worth a couple of shillings if you, if you take a little bit of time and take their poison glands. You think you might fetch a couple of silver sterlings for each of them. So you're welcome to do that if you'd like.
Yep.
Awesome.
Can we use the poison to coat weapons and stuff?
I'll say if you'd like to, then you can there's enough in each of them to use basically 2 doses of poison, which I'll give you basically an extra D6, and you have the potential to poison them if somebody fails on a strength challenge roll. So yeah,
Can I give
you can either
one
sell it or you can keep it.
to Evelyn, and I'll just keep 1 dose.
Sounds good. Awesome. So you guys gonna keep heading towards Sage Landing?
Onward.
Yes, is there any additional healing here available?
I do have a minor heal. I can do that.
Oh yeah. Oh, she's also got 6 damage.
Yeah, I'm
So-
down half.
So I will eeny meeny miny mo. I guess. Let's see.
Dice off.
I-
Just say Baldwin's got more damage.
Yeah, let's go with Baldwin.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I only have less max damage. I have a health of 11. What do you have, Baldwin?
Oh yeah, I'm a lot stronger. I've got 6 damage out of 17, so I've still got 11. And I say, give it to my clockwork friend. He 412.
Aye. So I will do that. I will use my minor healing.
So on Saul?
Yep.
All right, so Saul, you can, is minor healing half of the healing rate? Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
And you guys can also, like, you may or may not know this, I guess, but so Saul, you, if you open your main character tab and look at your health where there's the green diamond, if you hold down shift and double click on that 2, it'll heal you for 1, which is half of your healing rate. Healing is hard to come by in Shadow of the Demon Lord.
Mm.
So it'll give you 1. So there you go. All right.
Cool.
So, so as you all continue on towards, the next town, you make your way. It's uneventful, and you're obviously on a little more high alert now as you walk through the forest. Every once in a while, you hear something in the bush startles you, but nothing comes out to attack. And you finally come to the town of Sage Landing. And you kind of make your way through town, and there's folks that are kind of walking throughout the town. You're it's a little bit late in the day, but there's still a few people here and there. But you come across in the local tavern/inn that has a sign outside that says "The Pig's Trough," and you can kind of hear it. Sounds like it's a little lively inside, and you.
The place.
Yeah, right. And you obviously are all a little tired and probably a little hungry after your adventures. So, would you like to venture inside? It's up to you all.
Yes.
Do you regain your health after a night's rest? How does that affect your health?
You basically get your healing rate of rest after a night's rest.
Oh, okay, that's good.
So at least it's something, right? So, all right.
Yes, let us retire to this tavern.
All right. So let's see. Your token should be unlocked. So feel free to make your way up to the tavern if you'd like.
Celebrate our victory against the spiders, my friends. I cannot get in. The door is locked. No.
Can you, if you hover over and left click, you should be able to open it, and then you should be able to see in. And I think somebody else might have.
Yeah, I did.
So,
Sorry.
all right. So
Good
you
work.
make your way in, and you see some folks at the table above you that are kind of talking and drinks all around, and there's a woman with red hair behind the bar that sees you come in, and she waves you in. Come in. My name is Susan. I'm the proprietor of this place. Can I offer you food, drink? You look a little worse for the wear. Are you all okay?
Hi, Susan. Can I call you Susie?
She kind of looks around a bit and she says, "Only if you don't tell the mister."
Nay. I'd like a drink, and how much for a room?
And she says, "The drink, one copper penny is all. Very, we're reasonable here. And how many rooms would you all need for the night? I see there's 4 of you, but is that 4 rooms? Is it 2? Is it what would you need?
Likely 2. Us lads will have to bunk up.
Said, I see you. I could offer you a room for 2 copper pennies per room. So that would, if you're a mathematician, that would be 4 for 2 rooms.
Very good.
Yes, I would like
Now,
my
as
own
I'm
room.
walking in, I've got my head down, but I'm scanning the room to get an idea of what the people in there look like.
Sure.
And my appearance will change to something similar but prettier.
Okay. So there's up at the top table, you see someone that looks like he kind of has the appearance of a farmer. He's got his hands are a little grimy, but he's with a woman that has kind of a darker hair and kind of an auburn, or more of an olive complexion. So, feel free to make yourself look like that if you'd like.
So
And-
auburn-haired, pretty, sweet and innocent looking.
Good
Awesome.
boy.
So Susan looks at the rest of you. Can I get the rest of you anything? And she kind of eyes you Saul a little bit. I haven't seen anything like you before. What?
Do you have any hydrated mechanical oil?
She kind of looks and says, "Well, I have some oil. I don't. Hopefully, it'll do. I can get you what I have. We have someone here that does some handiwork."
Thank you, Susan. That'll do.
Awesome. And anyone else would you like some cheeses, some meat, anything I can get you? You all look really. You look a little downtrodden here. Are you all okay? What happened?
We have traveled from the south. We dispatched a number of spiders. You seem to have a problem with spiders south of the town.
Aye, they nearly killed one of us.
And
Yep.
Evelyn's batting her eyes, going, "They were so big and scary. I didn't know what to do."
Because I understand, dear. Yes, I'm a woman after your heart, your own heart. And she turns to get drinks, and she comes back with the drinks and puts them down and says, "Oh, you all look. I mean, how did you take these things down? It sounds like they were massive."
Just put my battle axe on the counter. And I just show the ooze of the spider.
And she kind of goes back and she gets a rag, and then she looks like she's forgotten something, and she says, "Oh, I'm so forgetful," and she goes back and disappears into the storeroom for a moment, and you can kind of hear her shuffling around in the back for a bit, and then she comes back and she comes over to you, Saul, and she says, I hope this works," and she kind of has a little something with some oil in it, and she kind of hands it to you and like shrugs her shoulders like, "Hope this works." And then she turns back to the rest of the group and says, "Go ahead."
Aye, Susie, give this man that broom back there. He'd look much better off than that axe.
Nice.
I'll say, if you had not healed me, Turford, we would have more than words in this tavern.
And he whispers to Evelyn, "I almost didn't recognize you." It's almost like he's trying to whisper, but he's not that silent.
Nice. And so Susan looks at you, and she kind of gets a couple rags and she kind of cleans off the bar where the ooze is kind of dripped from the battle axe, and she gives Baldwin a little bit of a distressed look, like, I try to keep a clean establishment here. She doesn't say anything, but it's obvious what she means, but she does look at you and says, "Well, you all look the hardy type, and it's certainly not, we don't have many folks around here that are adventurers. and she says, would you all be potentially interested in maybe taking half off of your rooms to maybe help a woman that might be in a little distress?
I don't mind. That sounds like a fair deal. Add a brick of hardtack and a nail for all of us, and we'll talk about it.
Who is this? Skull my drink, my ale, and just put the cup down and say another.
Okay, and Tafrit, why don't you give me an I guess depending on how you want to do it, either an intellect or a strength challenge roll. So if you want to intimidate her, I could go more strength if you want to.
No, I don't do that.
Okay, no, however you want to, just give me either one of.
All right. So probably an intellect. I'm probably
That's fine.
trying to talk her into doing our bidding, I guess.
Sounds good. That works.
Yeah, beep beep. She's probably looking like you
And she-
brute.
He says you'll have what you could get, but I can't offer you more. But she does point down to a woman down in kind of over by the fireplace. She's kind of sitting off by herself, and she said, this woman has been here all day, and she keeps going on and on to any patron that will talk to her about her brother and how he's become lost. And I don't know, but if you would help her, I mean, I certainly would love to help anyone, but she's been here all day and she's not ordering a whole lot. If you'd talk to her and see if there's something you could help her with, I'd certainly be obliged.
Evelyn, will you help us first? Maybe you can approach her before we all go down there. Maybe not.
Yes, I can.
She's thinking.
I'm just kind of like, if you want to.
If I want to. So I will.
As a group or just one individual to talk to her?
However you guys want to play it, whatever works.
That's what I'm asking.
I'll go speak to some of these other.
Okay.
It's the lady towards the south. The Yavrin.
Yes, down here.
And the female
All right.
rogue there to talk to her.
I'm going to watch Baldwin's back.
All right. So Baldwin, as Evelyn's going down to visit with the woman, and you come up to a table with two folks, and the farmer introduces himself to you and says, "Yes, I'm Farmer Sloan. And who might you be?"
Well met, Farmer Sloan. I be Baldwin Tabard from the outer civilizations, and the small one behind me is Tufrit.
Hey, speak for yourself.
He likes to look at my butt.
Well, welcome to our small town. You are welcome to sit and have a drink with us, as if you are so inclined.
Sit down. What do you farm, farmer?
There's just many crops, but mainly we do wheat here. We're kind of try to wheat, so barley. It's kind of my staple is what I do here.
It is quite a nice place. Do you have any trouble? Is trouble frequent this area much?
Well, certainly near here, not right here. Sage Landing is pretty quiet, but there is a place near here, Valder Hallen Hollow, and the woman, and he kind of points down to Lurin, kind of at the bottom, and he says, she says her brother has been kidnapped, and she talks about the beast and the legend of the beast here. Everyone knows the beast that lives in Valder Hallen Hollow, and it's a horrific monster that that lures innocents to its lair and devours them, just eats them, and nothing left except possibly some bones. And he sits and he sips his drink a bit more as Evelyn kind of makes her way up to Lyran's table, and Lyran looks at you, Evelyn, and says, "Oh, you're a pretty lass. Can I help you? Is there something you'd like?"
I'm curious. I'm new to the area. Is this a safe town and a safe establishment for a young lady?
And she looks at you, and as you say that, her eyes start to tear up, and she says, "Well, this place certainly is safe, but my brother," and she just starts bawling. She just uncontrollably, and she says,
No, what happened?
says, "Well, we live in Duskglen, and that's many miles from here, but my brother Sameth, he's young and foolhardy, and he went, and her voice kind of gets a little bit more quiet, and she says he went to confront Beast, and he hasn't been back since he went to confront it, and I am so afraid, and no one in my town, no one will help. They're a bunch of just warriors, and they're weak, and they won't help me. I've got to find Sameth and bring him home to me. I'm his older sister. He needs me."
Oh, you need some strong adventurers. Oh, let me talk to the gentlemen that are with me.
And she gets a little excited at that, and she says, "Well, I know adventurers typically they want something for her troubles." And she says, if you think they might help her, if it would be helpful, let them know that there are stories. There are stories that the Beast keeps a magical weapon, and it's called, it's something my grandfather told me years ago. They call it the Savage Ornament, and it's got a long knife with a pearly white blade, and no matter what you do with it, no matter what you kill, the blade remains clean. I have no interest in this. I just want my brother, but perhaps that would be enticing to some adventurers.
I will let them know. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me go talk to my friends and I'll be right back.
Oh, thank you. And she just kind of looks at you longingly as you walk away, and just looks afraid that you're not going to come back.
And I wave the other guys over.
We will see what we can do about this beast, Farmer Sloan. I bid you good evening.
Hi.
I
Good evening.
What did you
Team
learn?
huddle. Team huddle.
So the broad down there, her brother ran off to try to kill this stupid beast and hasn't come home. She wants us to find him. So apparently there's some magic item there, so it might be worth it for us to look,
Well, that farmer over there mentioned the beast too.
Is her brother a warrior? Why would he think he could slay that thing? It doesn't sound like something that can be taken out easily.
I didn't ask if he was a warrior. He's a little teary-eyed.
And as you guys are kind of talking, and you can see there's a drunk that's kind of like falling off his stool a little bit down to the southwest over here, and he kind of just is laughing as he's drinking the last of his beer, and he's like, it's like the beast is a dragon, rooms of treasure everywhere, filled to the brim.
Dragon, you say?
And he looks at you, his eyes like his eyes are really bloodshot, but just for a moment they get really, they almost look lucid and lose some of their redness. And he says, "Yes, mighty dragon. And then he goes,
No dragon in years. Where
Oh, tell
like this
me
foul
more.
beast? Yeah.
tell me more about this dragon. As I put my hand on his back to help steady him, and my other hand is feeling for his wallet.
I take your cue and I kind of get out of your way, Evelyn.
So
I just make sure he has a drink to be held, and yeah, move away.
give me an agility challenge roll, please, Evelyn.
Okay.
I asked if he's actually seen this beast, or this is rumors that he heard.
And as you're asking him, he
Oh, no.
he says no, not me, but many have seen it, and he starts patting himself around like, did you feel that? And he's just patting himself around, and he just goes back to drinking his beer, but he says, I promise, dragon, huge dragon, beautiful dragon, and he just kind of goes back to drinking his beer.
So I say to Saul, if we can't handle spiders, how can we handle a dragon?
I don't think it is a dragon. This guy's drunk.
Yeah.
We need to find somebody that actually saw it, or ask around for some more rumors.
So Liren looks at you, Baldwin, and Evelyn as she comes back and says, "Did she tell you? Will you be willing to help me and my brother?"
Good evening, my lady. I am Baldwin Tabard. I am willing, and my teammates are willing to help, but we need more information. Why did your brother... Was it your brother?
Yes, my brother Sameth.
Why did he go to the beast that you speak of?
I don't know, my brother. He always is going out and trying to find adventures, and he always bites off more than he can chew. And I don't know why he thought this would be a good idea. He's heard rumors of treasure and fortune, and he wanted to see for himself, and he doesn't ever think about the risks.
He sounds like a young man, close to my heart. I remember the days when I was younger, seeking fortune and fame.
Yes, and I don't care about any treasure. If you all help me, anything that's there, you can have. I just want my brother back.
How far away is this beast, as we call it?
Hey, Reverend Master, good to see you, man. It's no more than a few hours hike. It's getting late now, but maybe it's probably about 2 to 3 hours, just a little bit farther north in the hills.
I asked her, how long has your brother been missing?
He's been missing now for going on 4 days, and I'm so worried about him. He's not going to survive, I know, much longer.
Has your husband gone out to find him?
And she looked at you and says, no, my husband passed from illness a year ago.
So sorry to hear that.
It's
You
okay.
poor thing, we'll help you.
Oh, thank you so much. And as I told your friend here, it's rumored that this beast has this weapon, this glorious, beautiful weapon called the Savage Ornament, and if you should have it, or if you should find it, or we should find it, it's yours. All I have here with me is this small weapon, and she kind of holds up a spear that she has, and this is all I have. But anything I can do to help, I will help you. And thank you so much for helping me find my brother.
Do you know anyone who can take us?
I asked her, so where did you hear these rumors? Do you know of someone who has actually seen the beast, or is there writings perhaps about it?
It's always whispers and rumors, and I've not heard or seen the beast myself, but it has passed around for generations. It's been quite some time since anyone has said they've seen them. Some say it's the beast is a blessed savior, a protector of the pure and good. But then there are others that say far worse. So I don't know what is rumor and what is true and what is false.
What do you know of this drunk up here? He kind of points at him with his chin.
Because I've been here since, late morning, but, I have not spoken with him. He's been in his drink all afternoon.
Aye. Useless.
But I know where he went towards, so I can certainly guide you to where the hollow is and where I think he is. And then once we're there, perhaps I will go with you, but I can only bring you to where I believe he is in this this mountainous hollow, and I'd be happy to guide you there. Perhaps first thing in the morrow. It looks like you all could use a little more healing. Perhaps a night's rest would do you all a little good.
Yeah.
Can I detect if she's hiding anything from us, or perhaps trying to lure us to this beast?
Absolutely. Do me a favor and give me give me an intellect challenge roll.
Ooh.
All right. So, in fact, we got to take that poison off you. But you think she's telling the truth. She just seems scared out of her wits and just wants to find her brother. So you absolutely believe she's telling the truth.
Put a hand on her shoulder and say, "Do not fear, Lauren. But this term beast is very generic. Can you give us more information about what we shall face?"
She says, I don't know. I mean, the rumors are everything from a massive dragon to just some amorphous massive beast, but I don't know more than that.
With our luck, it'd be something in that damn outhouse.
I'll
not a
approach these
fighter.
two commoners by the fire and strike up a conversation between them as well. That's not least.
Sure, and they look.
Hearing rumors about this beast. I was wondering what you could tell us about it.
And they say, look, everything that we hear, we don't know anything. The two of them look up at you and they say, we've heard rumors. It's a horrible monster, and we've also heard rumors that it is a protector, and that's all we can tell you. It is not something that other than to hear what our drunk friend Joe says up at the bar and some other rumors. There's nothing more I can shed light on, unfortunately.
So, Liren, do you already have a room here at the inn?
She said, yes, I do.
Do you think I could stay in your room so
Ah.
I could get sleep and the two of us could be safe?
I'd be happy to share my room with you. No problem.
Appreciate that.
Yes, no problem.
Because my character would hate to spend any of her coin.
Exactly.
I love it.
It's a good call.
Yeah, I like it.
Haha, Telford can't get into the room.
Damn it.
Nice.
Well, tell me what she looks like anyhow.
That's it. Yeah, I was saying. I'll get to see what's under the carriage for you.
Thank you. I owe ya.
Nice.
See
All right,
the
is it?
widow. We can find out more for you. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
So I'm not interested in this. What is that thing called again? The
Beast?
knife thing? No.
Oh, the savage ornament.
I would just sit above my fireplace. I have no need for that. I'm telling this to the other people, not her.
Gotcha.
I don't want to be rude.
And they just shrugged and they said, oh, if hopefully you all can help her. She's been looking for someone to help her all afternoon.
I'm just going to ask Father Sloan. As you can tell, we are adventurers and not from this town. What would you have us do about this beast?
He just said, if you can, the woman seems very sincere and needs help. She keeps asking for her brother. If you can help her find her brother, that would be, wonderful. As far as the beast, I would, if I were you, I would steer clear, or I would not, I would do nothing more than hopefully try to find her brother.
You know of some treasures that the beast is holding?
There's rumors that there's hordes of treasure rooms, but certainly nothing that I can tell you for certain.
We're going to find out any more here.
Yeah, I mean, I think nobody seems to know much more, and getting a little late in the evening, and
Time to
Le-
rest.
Liren turns to Evelyn and says, it's I'm going to head up. If you'd like to head up with me, I want to get some sleep and hopefully get on the road as early as we can to find my brother.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
that's
head
really
over
cool in
to
the
the
morning.
bar and ask for some bread and cheese because since
Okay.
I haven't eaten yet today, I'll take a sandwich up with me.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's essentially what I'm doing. I'm finishing my hardtack and ale. I'm gonna see if
Okay.
this idiot drunk says anything else, and then I'll go to bed.
He's kind of like he's like face down and
Yep.
on the table now, or on the bar. So
Hey, Susie, does he owe you anything?
Susie just says, "I know where he lives. This
All right.
happens more often than I care to admit."
Yeah.
So, all right. So everyone kind of gets their food and drink they want for their room and head up for
Before I
the.
head to my room, I just want to go to the drunk who's passed out and say, "Good night, dear friend," but use my burglary skill to see if I can nick something from him.
Ah, all right. Give me an agility challenge roll with a boon, given he's pretty much passed out. So, oh yeah, got it. Oh man, and somehow he's still kind of, huh? What? I
First in
swear,
mind.
keep someone keeps, and then he kind of puts his head down again. But
I happen to be going up the stairs, and I see Baldwin over there, and I say, "Hey," kind of low. "If you're gonna rob him, let's take him upstairs with us. He needs a
jeez.
room."
And Susan seems to get a little protective and comes down like, I've got him. This happens a
Okay.
lot.
Okay.
I've got him.
We don't want him to, you know.
Just trying to help, ma'am. Just trying to help.
Yeah, exactly.
He kind of gives you a little bit of a raised eyebrow, but he just kind of walks over towards him and lets you guys go upstairs.
Yeah, my real intention was not to rob him, but to
Yeah.
give him a room for the night so he doesn't
Sure.
pass out at the bar.
You can see that she seems to be like escorting him back
Like,
around
move.
into the
Yeah.
into the one of the rooms behind like the storage. Like maybe he sleeps there sometimes, as she kind of walks him back around the bar.
All right. Fair enough.
Now I'm
Okay.
drunk.
Right. All right. So as you guys head up, I don't know. I want to see how this works, but we're gonna give all of you a rest. So on the main section of your character sheet, somewhere where it says like spells, you should actually. I wonder if I can do a full rest. Yeah, go ahead. If you double click on the rest, it should reset. And I want to see if it heals you guys at all. It does. Okay. It did give you. So if you all do that, it should at least heal your healing rate.
Ah, yes. Took some points off my damage.
And Saul, I don't know if you have yet, but it should give you a.
Rest, is that by balance?
Yeah, so it's like either from your talents or your spells, you can double click it and it should work either way. So it should have reset now. You get all your spells back and it gave you 2 points of health back. All right. So do you all, we're about an hour and 45 in. Do you guys want to take a real quick break? That'd be the only break we have, or you guys, would you like to? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's make sure we'll come back in 5. If we're back earlier, we can stop, but we'll take 5 minutes. So, see you guys back in 5.
Sounds good.
Hope you guys are enjoying. I don't think we're gonna get 20 in chat, but it's fun. I like this adventure. And we got a couple folks that are brand new to Shadow of the Demon Lord, so I'm gonna get some things set up here. Get the next. Take off the music. The tavern sounds. Take off the tavern sounds here. All right. I enjoy this one. Get the next thing set up. Be right back, guys. All right. Get everybody back and we will get rolling.
Hey, Rune, are you back?
I think he still shows as AFK.
Okay. Always fun to play with the backstories to see if, I'm trying to get him married off.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. All right. Oh, he's back.
I'm here.
So I take it my character is helping you on the quest of finding a nice rich wife.
Maybe. I mean, I'm trying to, yeah, subtly. I don't want to go any further than that, but because I don't know, people don't like that kind of stuff. But I kind of like the fun, playing off each other and stuff. But
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't think we could go. We have to take that much further. I just, just for role play's sake, and I can kind of envision the guy, the dwarf, like that. He's kind of cheesy, likes women, but he's kind of off-putting.
Nice.
So he
I love
puts
it.
her up to his dirty work sometimes. That's if she wants to cooperate.
Oh yeah, she would.
Yeah. She's like, okay, I'll do it this time.
Gotcha.
It's well, of course, at this point, you all should be accustomed to going into different ones where she'll change to fit in to the locals. Fit in with
Well,
the
he's not
locals.
used to the cute look.
Yeah, I'm the cute and sweet innocent one.
Yeah, that's why I said I almost didn't recognize you.
Yeah.
So when you guys are all back, if you can just do a quick little check in the chat, just double click, or I don't know if it's single click or double click. I always forget.
For which?
In the chat window in Fantasy Grounds, it'll just tell me that everybody's back. There's a little,
Oh
Single.
yeah, yep.
yeah, there you go. Oh, there we go. So we're all back. Awesome. All right. So you guys rest up overnight, and when you wake up in the morning, you see Susan has kind of a spread, has coffee and stuff ready for you to get you ready on your journey. And you see the farmer is or the drunk is seems to be nursing a cup of coffee while he's got his head against the bar, but he's still there, so he must have spent the night there. But she kind of gives you breakfast and says, hey, look, really appreciate you all helping. So this morning, breakfast is on me. And she has a variety of kind of cheeses and bacon and various bread for you.
I'm sorry if I snored too loud all night, but got a good night's rest.
Snoring was okay. It was your farting.
Thanks.
Nice. Awesome. So Laren, she kind of finishes her food quickly and says, "Can we go? Or we can? I really want to find Samuth. I'm so worried about him."
Yes, let's not delay.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to meeting this Sam. I want to see what he's doing.
And so she says, "I sure hope you meet him soon." So she kind of makes haste and heads out of the bar and she takes you on a journey, and it's as she had mentioned, it's a couple hour hike, and as you kind of make your way through a trail, you come to what appears to be kind of a mountainous cavern. So you're just on the outside of this mountain as you're coming into this cavern that it's about 10 feet wide, and it's you can walk about 2 abreast. But as you start walking into this cavern, and she says, "I know this is I know where Samuth supposedly came." And as you start walking in, you notice that the air is growing thick with just this rotting stench. And you can make out this kind of greenish brown color that hangs in the air. And as you guys are sorry?
Tough, right?
Yeah. And as you start walking into the cavern, I need everyone, you can do it with a boon. So make sure that you click the boon up arrow, double click on it once to give yourself a boon. But give me a strength challenge roll, please, everybody.
Is this the boons in the bottom left-hand corner?
The one on your main section of your character sheet, kind of at the top right next to Will, you'll see it says boon, and if you double click that white arrow up, and then you can roll your strength challenge roll. And let me know if that doesn't make sense, if you don't see it. All right, so Saul and Laren, this kind of stench overpowers you all a bit, and you go ahead.
Why is it that I only had a die 6 and everybody else had a die 20?
Oh, I didn't even see that. So did you double click on your strength? It should have had a 9. So make sure that you double click on, I don't know, you must have just rolled the boon. So once you click that up arrow twice, so where you have the boon, then you double click on the 9 on your strength challenge, on your strength. All right, you made it. So you all make it. You all kind of shrug off. Laren kind of she gets a little nauseous and sick, and she kind of stops for a second, and she kind of vomits for a second, and she kind of looks up and says, I'm okay. And
aid the lady already.
I was just gonna say I was trying not to interrupt him, but I would walk up to her and try to hold her hair for her, and are
nice.
you okay?
Awesome. Says thank you. I'm okay.
You might want to hang back, or you have more to take.
And so she stands back a little bit and says, I definitely I will keep going with you, but yes, please. And she lets you you all walk on ahead, and she stays just a few steps behind you, and as you're coming into this tunnel, it ends at a large round room, and the only exit, which is on the far side, is completely blocked. And it's blocked by, and I'm going to share an image with you, an enormous head of a dragon. And it's, you can make out the snout You can make
Great.
out the eyes. But as you look at it, its maw, you can see it's decaying and it's chained shut and it's crisscrossed with ropes that look like they've been there. They're bloodied, they're bluish black, and it looks like they've been there for an extremely long time. You see wires that encircle its snout and sink into its flesh. And both of its nostrils are slitted and propped open with structures that look like they're made of wood and bone. There's worn gunk that's coated ladders that are making their way up to the beast's nostrils. And you just see chunks of the beast's flesh missing.
What?
The hell?
So
Did you say this is inside a room, or is this outside in the open?
This is inside. It's inside this big cavern.
Somebody's just using that to scare people away, I assume.
looks like
I'm gonna look at-
harvesting.
I'm going to look at my mirror fragment and see if the image of my mirror fragment is this area. This is what I've been seeking, perhaps.
Okay. And sorry, you're looking at the mirror fragment and wondering what was the question?
To see if the location in the mirror fragment is this location, because it's what I've been seeking.
You don't think so? I mean, it doesn't feel like it is.
Okay.
Kind
And-
of startled. I'm like, what? I'm hearing something in my head.
And as you guys are looking and as you say that, the beast opens one of its eyes is actually completely hollowed out. There's nothing in it. It just looks like it disappears into darkness. But the other one opens and it's just covered in film. It barely looks like it's even alive, but there's hints of intelligence behind it, but it barely looks like it's alive at all. And then its eye closes again.
So we know that it is alive, or we don't know if it's alive?
You can't tell. I mean, it looks like it might be somewhat alive, but it is certainly not moving.
Poor beast.
Are there still the gases around?
Say again.
Are the gases still in the air?
Not as bad right where you are. It's gotten a little bit better, and you guys it's almost like you're adapting to it a little bit. I mean, you still smell it, but it's not really affecting you.
I'm just going to cover my mouth and nose with some cloth just in case it gets worse.
Okay.
Suggest my comrades do the same.
Good idea.
So, if I understood you correctly, this dragon is blocking the entrance to.
It is. So like literally the path forward is blocked by this.
Ask Lauren to call out for Samuth.
And she says,
In,
she does. She says, Samuth, are you here? And she like tentatively, she's kind of calling and cupping her hands around. And as you do that, you see movement, and you see movement coming from the beast's nostrils. And you see these shapes and these creatures start making their way out of its nostrils. And I'll show you what they look like.
You booger monsters.
Could be Samuth.
so I was looking to do a sense magic and.
Sure, you can do that. Give me one. Yeah, give me one. Yep, you can definitely do that. 1 second, I'm just pulling up. I can find it.
I'm scanning for locks that will unchain the poor beast.
Unchain it.
You don't know what I'm thinking.
So as these creatures are coming out of its nostrils, and you see three of them that are coming out of its nostrils, and they're caked in these black, brown. You can't really tell what it is. It doesn't really look like armor, but it looks like hair and it looks like feces. It just looks like it's been slathered all over them. And you also feel, and you kind of turn to see three behind you as well. And kind of as they all like come out and they stand there. They don't do anything. They don't approach you. But then one comes out of the eye socket, and it's a little bit bigger than the others, and his layers of whatever crap and whatever it is that's covered all over them, it almost looks a little bit more shimmering, like there's woven ribbons and things in it. So it looks a little bit taller than the rest, and he looks at all of you, and he taps himself on the chest, and he says, "Me, Grey Gun, home, this home."
I'll turn to Lauren and say, "Is this Sameth?"
Lauren looks at you like she's got this look on her face, like, "Are you effing kidding me?" Like, "No, this isn't Sameth."
I didn't want to judge.
No, she says. She just shakes her head and clearly looks kind of terrified.
Do I sense any magic going on here?
Oh, sorry. No, you do not. You do not get the sense that there's anything. Actually, you know what? Let me look at that for a second. Let me open up sense magic for you real quick.
How many were there in total, guys?
5 to 6, maybe.
Okay, so Saul, you do not. It's kind of like a 5-foot sphere or 5 yards, so like right around you. So when you do that, you do not sense any magic right around you.
Okay.
Yeah. And are we actually inside the cavern and they've surrounded us, so they're blocking the exit as well?
They are. They're not like aggressive towards you, but Grey Gun is just looking at you and saying, welcome to our home. And he certainly speaks common, but he's not, it's halting and it's a little bit choppy, but he certainly speaks common.
What
My character smiles pretty and says, "Hi, her brother's lost. Would he be here? We'll get him and leave. That way we don't bother your home."
And he looks at you and his eyes sparkle for a minute and you can tell he's thinking. He says, "Brother, man, Sammy?
Yes, that's it. Is he here?
Yes, here with us.
Oh,
Inside. He says, and he kind of motions, says, "Take you to him? Come, yes. Come, he in here."
Say no.
You're
You
so
bring him to
kind.
us.
I asked, can you take him to us?
Yes, and there will be no trouble.
And he looks at you and he shakes his head. No, home. Come see him. He here. And he kind of gets this look on his face and he motions towards you and he starts kind of walking back to where the eye socket is, where it's just open, and he's kind of waving you as a couple of the other creatures start to walk towards it with him and says, Come, see Sameth. And he's kind of motioning towards you as he's kind of starts walking towards the eye socket.
That's a big scary beast.
Do you recognize these creatures at all? What they are or could be? You all have not seen these creatures before. You don't know what they are. You haven't really heard about them. So they look vaguely humanoid. So they look, obviously they
they do speak some halting common, but no, you've not seen this type of creature before.
Are those torches actually lit? Is that what's giving us sight?
Yeah, there are some torches lit in there, so it's not completely dark in here. So those of you that have dark vision can see fine, but even those that don't can see a bit. Yeah, can see a little bit, just with a little bit of trouble.
Is it possible to sense his motive, like I did with Susie? Oh no, with Lauren.
You can try, sure. Give me an intellect challenge roll.
All clear, safe.
So no, I mean you definitely think that you think that Samuth is here. At least you think he's being truthful, that he's back and he's back in their home.
Just look at my teammates, but look concerned, and just whisper to them, "These are more than spiders."
Yeah, I don't know if I can trust these guys.
And he's
Does anyone have any or spells that can see inside this room he's taking us into or beckoning us?
I asked him, why can you not lead Sam out to us?
He says he's further inside. He's not too far, but come, I want to show you, please.
We are we do not like enclosed places like that. So if you could bring him out here, that would be much better, especially if he is so close.
Just get my battle axe ready for combat.
So as you do that, you kind of hear a lever being pulled behind you, and basically the cavern wall slams shut from this metal comes slamming down behind you, and Gregan is still telling you to come, and the others aren't attacking, but they are basically now standing and urging you to follow him.
You say, "Can we leave?"
Gregan says, no leave. Come, follow.
Sounds friendly.
Why is that?
It's a nice southern
We have
hospitality.
difficulty understanding you. We do not understand why you cannot bring Samuel out to us, especially if he is so near.
So as you say that, he shakes his head and he just disappears back into the eye socket. And the others are just kind of looking at you. A couple of them follow him, and the rest are waiting to see what you do as he makes his way into the back into the dragon.
Just look at Lauren and say, "I hope you got enough to afford us to help your brother."
He says, and she just pleads with you, please, can we just see if Samuth is here? Can we just see? No one's attacked us. I just want to find my brother. Can you please help me?
Should
Could
she
be a
wait
one-way
out here?
ticket for all of us.
Wait, sorry. What was the question?
I was wondering if she could wait outside of the mouth.
He says, I can, but I'm happy to go with you if you'd like. I can wait here.
In case there's any fuckery, we can, you tell everyone what happened to us.
I say we just wait around for a while, see what happens.
Well, they've already closed us in, so it's not like she can just walk away.
Right.
And it's not like, as far as we know, it's not like he's injured and in dire need that we need to get to him right away. So
Yeah, it could be the case. Like, these guys are nesting inside of this dragon.
yeah, I don't like that. So
he
Unless
might be.
one of us just go in as a sacrificial lamb.
Yeah. I wonder what Samuth is doing, because if he's a part of this or if he's a victim.
He's probably being diced and quartered or prepared for a meal.
Maybe. Or maybe he perpetuates the situation.
Mm.
So we can go on the assumption that maybe he is bringing Samuel out to us. So just wait around for a while and see what these things outside look to do. The fact that they closed the gate on us, that is not.
And as you guys are contemplating, they're kind of slowly kind of moving, trying to usher you towards the eye. I mean, they're kind of coming up. They're not attacking, but they're kind of like seem to be getting more anxious and pushing you to go towards the eye. Crawl up the ladders to the dragon.
Oh, please.
Do I see any locks I could pick?
Dragons.
Wait, sorry. What was that? What did you say?
Oh, please, it's against my religion to enter dragons.
They just stare at you and keep trying to usher you. And so Evelyn, no, you don't see anything that can be picked at the moment.
I want to grab one of those torches that are lit and just move it towards one of these creatures and see if they're afraid of the fire.
So as you do that, they don't seem to react other than to keep trying to usher you towards the dragon. They don't seem to be affected by the fire.
All right. Baldwin says, look, I don't want to, maybe we should not offend the chieftain Reagan. I'll go in.
I follow.
Well, I'm going to go back to where that lever is and see if I can open the entrance.
Well, you heard it shut. I mean, you don't know exactly where it is, but yeah, you can go back towards there. So some of you, we're splitting the party. Who's going up inside and who's staying?
Baldwin's going in.
Their reactions are if I'm heading towards the door area.
Two of them kind of stop and kind of block your walking towards the door, or towards the exit.
Say, please let me pass.
And they just keep pointing the other way and pointing back to where your friends are starting to walk up towards the eye.
So I will attempt to move around them.
I'll say, nice knowing your soul.
So for now, they physically try to grab you, and they're still not attacking you at the moment, but they are kind of pushing you back to where you came. And what are the rest of you doing? You guys are walking up towards and going inside, or what are you doing?
Yeah, Baldwin's going towards my socket.
Okay. And I heard Baldwin and Tuffret and Evelyn, are you going up there too, or no?
Yes, to the eye.
Okay.
Yep, Baldwin, yes.
Okay.
Break their grasp.
Okay. No, they let you go. I mean, yeah. So you break their grasp, and you can. What do you do from there? As the rest of your friends are kind of starting to crawl into the eye socket.
I am attempting to look for this lever to open up the gate or whatever door that closed, so that we have an escape.
So they clearly are not letting you. And if you're going to continue to try that, then you either need to, I guess, try to attack them, or because they're definitely not letting you go the other way.
Is Lauren looking for it as well?
Pass.
No, Lauren's just standing there. So, and they just, as your friends disappear into the eye socket and start walking in there, then one of them takes a swing at you, as clearly you're not going the way they want them to. So they are going to attack you. So give me 1 second. So stand by. Thanks for the follow. All right, we're going to do this a little bit theater of the mind for the moment. So we have these two that you can see. And this is just Saul that's back. So, all right. So you can tell they don't seem to be trying to kill you. They seem to be more trying to knock you out. But he takes a swing at you. If he can target. There we go. All right, and he does hit you. And he does 3 points of damage, and you can tell right now he's hitting to, it feels like to knock you out versus to kill you. But after he does that, what you're welcome to attack. Tell me what you want to do, as he is kind of basically punching you to try to keep you from going the other way.
Did he bite him?
No. I mean that's the only attack I can use. But he's punching him.
Oh, okay.
Can I just make myself inert?
Sure. Yeah. 1 second.
I'll do that.
All right, so I am going to open another map. Give me 1 second. One sec.
Oh, moving, animated.
Yes. All right. So let me do one other quick thing here.
Now, are we in the eye, or are we crawling, going up the face of the dragon?
Okay, so you're gone through the eye socket, and you're now into a passageway, and you see a passage that leads straight ahead of you that you can tell is an open, kind of a big open cavern, and you can see some of these creatures that are standing around what appears to be kind of a flesh hut. And then behind you, I can't really show you on the map, but there's a couple of passages right in offshoot here that you can also go down if you'd like. But yeah, this goes into a main cavern, and then behind you and just off to the right are some other caverns that look like it leads towards its mouth. And you see,
I've accidentally closed that map. How do I get it back up?
the map here. You can. Let me just share it again. There.
Oh, sorry, I don't know what I did there. Yeah, I can see it again now. Sorry about that.
I'm gonna ask. I've never been inside a dragon before. Is there any way you can like travel to, I don't know, maybe the mouth or the heart? That is so cool.
The only way we're getting out is if it shits us out.
And are you asking, like, they've kind of moved ahead and they're kind of standing up where you are? They're actually not right in front of you at the moment.
I'm calling out to them because, I'm walking slowly, looking around everything. It's new and whimsical. Don't look afraid, even though inside I'm terrified.
Okay, so one of them kind of walks down towards you and is looking a little quizzical as you're asking it for kind of for other passageways and like where else it could take you. So it kind of exceeds for the moment. It kind of takes you down into into what appears to be its mouth, and you see these mounds of teeth and what I've shared with you previously, and it just kind of stands just out of your reach as you're kind of in the. We'll just play this theater of the mind a bit, but as you're in its mouth right now, and you do see what I.
Can I touch its teeth?
And
Never touched the dragon's teeth before.
It nods and it looks very impatient, and it kind of turns away for a moment as you do that. But yes, it nods.
I quickly go to the shiny thing.
Okay. All right.
Pocket it.
Sounds good. Give me 1
Oh, I
second.
missed something here.
I touched the dragon's
Evelyn's
teeth.
doing?
Let me know if you. I don't know if you can grab that, but let me know if you can. And Saul, I tried to whisper you, so please let me know if there's something else too. All right. And actually, so when you inert, that means you basically just go into object form, and you're not moving or doing anything, right?
Yes.
Okay. So
I always
Am I able to observe while I'm in that form?
I mean, you feel them carrying you, and they pick you up. They're not hurting you, but they're picking you up and carrying you inert, like into the cavern, as Laren comes and follows while they do that. So, I mean, you can still play inert for now and just tell me if you want to do something different. But for now, you're just, they're basically carrying you into this cavern. And go ahead. So,
Well, if I understand correctly, somebody else has to wind me up to get me going again, right? I'm not able to do that myself.
that's right. So, I mean, I guess the other players can determine if and when the right time, but you guys can see that there's two. I don't have them right next to him, but there's two of these creatures that are carrying him and bringing him with Laren as she's anxiously walking behind. They're not hurting him, but they're basically bringing him behind with you.
I put my hand on my head. Oh my god.
I guess at this point, is the other one bringing me back to where they are?
Yep. So they're kind of bringing you back into this main cavern.
I got to touch a dragon's tooth. It was so cool. And I look over at Huffret and I wink and go, it was really shiny.
I kind of wink back.
So as you guys are all doing that, you can kind of catch a glimpse, and they're ushering you back up towards the middle of the cavern, and you can move you should be able to move your pieces freely. But Grey Gun is standing basically outside of what appears to be this hut. Maybe I'll have to approve your. But he's standing outside of this hut, and I'm going to share with you what that looks like. And go ahead, Saul. I know you're inert, but if you can, or I can move you up, I guess, with the group for now. But as you look and you get deeper into this room, you see this pulsating mass above this hut-shaped object. So give me a second to show you. So it looks like this. So you see this thing that is just pulsating above this hut, and they're standing outside this hut, and Grey Gun's kind of motioning you in, saying, "Come, Samuth, inside." But as you're looking at this, you see this weird shape that's about 5 feet above the hut, and you can just see it's just like it just continues to pulsate rhythmically, and it's got all this sinew and different types of strands that are wrapped around it as it just pulsates back and forth. And the hut is kind of open, and you can see some creatures moving inside it as you kind of walk closer up there. And Leyren's getting closer. She's like, Samuth? Is Samuth here? And so let me know if anyone wants to wind up our friend Saul, because otherwise he is still being carried by these things.
Yeah, Baldwin's a bit confused with what Evelyn was doing, but goes towards the two holding Saul and just beckons them to release him, and then winds him up to get him back into the fray.
Okay.
Ray
Just
gun,
say, we
what's
need you,
that?
brother.
Okay, what's going on here?
You guys want to bring him up to speed?
Yep. We are at their temple with the beating heart above it. And Samuel is inside, apparently.
So as you're getting a little bit closer, and Leyren, she's getting a lot closer, you can start to see inside this structure. Give me a moment. All right, so now hopefully you can see inside.
Is that the dragon's heart? I've never seen a dragon's heart. Can I touch it?
And as you're doing that, they're kind of looking at you, and for the moment they're shaking their head. And as they kind of peel back to show you inside of this this hut, let me share with you what's in there. One sec. All right, so as you're looking inside, in the center of this hut, you see one human woman that is already clearly dead, that her stomach is burst open. And it appears like it's burst open from the inside. And as you look at that, you see a small humanoid that's nestling inside her stomach cavity and just chewing, like it's pulling apart her innards and chewing on her. There might be some other animals back there dead, you're not sure, but you see a woman sitting on the floor next to the body, and her stomach is very grossly distended. She just sits and she stares out into space, and her hands are wrapped around her stomach, but they also appear to be bound in that position. And you also see next to her, as she's moaning really loudly, and next to her, you all see a man. And Leyren can see him, and she calls out, Samuth, Samuth. And he's laying on a rug that seems to be made of hair and fur, and he's barely conscious, and he's just groaning and mumbling to himself. And Graygun says, come, see birth. What do you all do as this is happening? And so as you're doing that, Evelyn, are you asking? I mean, obviously, all this is happening just as you're starting to walk up towards the this flesh hut.
I'd rather see the heart. Childbirth is gross.
And one of them kind of walks. Most of them are kind of coming inside as it appears that the woman is starting to give birth. As you can hear her starting to scream, they run towards her. So most of them have run inside to witness the birth, as one of them kind of ushers you around here and kind of almost keeps his distance a little bit from you, but he's pointing up above the hut to you. And it's about 5 feet on top of the hut. So the hut's about 5 feet high, and then about another couple feet above that is the heart on top of this hut.
So if I climb on top of the hut, I could get to the heart?
You could. And which are you going to where the guy is? I mean, tell me how you're doing this And
Oh, I would wide-eyed and interest of the heart, she's just acting all curious and, just completely oblivious to anything else, going over to him because she's gonna go look at the heart.
okay. And as you do that, and as you're like Baldwin, as you get closer to the hut, I mean, you can see that Samuth is barely conscious and he's groaning. You can see his stomach is bulging just a little bit.
What?
But and you see him kind of looking up. I mean, as the rest of them are crowding around the woman, he kind of reaches his hand out. I mean, he sees you just outside the hut, Baldwin, and he's reaching his hand out, and he's begging. You can see him mouthing the words, "Release me, release me."
What? Just block the view so Lauren doesn't see. Put my hand up to keep her away.
And she kind of comes up like, "What's happening? Where are you?" And this guy kind of runs around and just kind of stands right outside here. So Tuffret and Stowell, what are you guys doing as all this is happening? As Baldwin is running up, as you see Evelyn seems to be walking around with this other creature outside, and you see Baldwin is coming and getting a closer look inside the hut. What are you two doing?
I'm gonna go keep an eye on Evelyn
Okay.
because I want to distract that. What's his name? That number 7.
Okay, and Saul, what do you want to do?
I'm going to continue just to hang back, keep my distance.
Okay. All right. So this one, it doesn't really come. He just kind of keeps an eye on you, Saul. He's not being, he's not advancing on you, but he's just kind of keeping an eye on you. So Evelyn, tell me and Baldwin, are you doing anything actively? So right now, the pregnant woman is, she is giving birth as this thing just literally, you see basically like the movie Alien, right? It's just ripping out of her stomach and literally coming to life outside of her stomach. You see this little mini creature that's being born as Samuth is reaching out to you, Baldwin. Are you just kind of just trying to shield Laren for the moment from seeing that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just trying to block Laren and just say that, just call into the room and say, your home is an unholy union.
Okay. And Evelyn, so are you just going to start climbing up, or tell me what you do while they're inside here?
It's kind of like watching a child when it comes to, let's get on the jungle gym. She's wide-eyed, innocent. She's going to climb up there because this is something she's never seen. Of course, the whole time she's terrified because it's like, having seen into that room, she doesn't want to be in that room, anything but that room.
So give me an intellect challenge roll, if you would. Okay, so Tuffret, you notice as you can tell what Evelyn's trying to do, and well, I think and you can see that the creature that's standing next to her is starting to take a much stronger interest in her. So while she's starting to make her way to climb up, what do you do?
I walk up to him and start asking him questions about the pregnant, or that I don't know quite what's happening in there, but I want to ask him some kind of like bonehead questions to see if he can answer.
Okay, so for the moment, he gets a bit distracted. He looks at you and he goes, come birth, happy, joyous occasion. And so he does get distracted. So Evelyn, do you take that as an opportunity? Are you going to try to climb up? Or what do you want to do?
Of course, I'll take any opportunity to quickly get up there because at this point I realize, there's a lot of them and not that many of us. So maybe if we do what the dragon wants, we might survive.
So give me an agility challenge roll as you kind of climb up this slippery mess of a flesh hut towards his heart. Okay. So you make your way up on top of the heart, and while you're out there, we're going to cut scene to a moment. And as this woman's given birth, Samuth is like crawling on all fours towards you, Baldwin, and he's just he's just saying, he looks like he's looking for anything to end his own life. And he's like, please help me, please.
I'm going to grab, ask Lauren for her spear.
She goes, okay. And so she hands you her spear.
Yep. And then just slide just a little bit to the side so she can see her brother and say, this is for his own good. And then hurl the spear in at her brother, put him out of his misery.
Okay, so you hurl the spear at him. It hits him squarely in the stomach. And it kind of, as it rips open, you can see kind of what is clearly, it's a much smaller version of this creature inside it. But as you do that, all of the creatures around you spring to life and say, no, kill, baby. And they all start running towards you as we flash back to Evelyn, who's on the top of the hut. And what do you do, Evelyn?
Jesus.
I am scrambling for that heart so the faster I can get up to the flesh and plunge this weapon to it, the better.
Okay. So as you plunge the weapon and this blade goes just easily, it's almost like you don't even feel it go inside this heart. And as you do it, the heart blinks one more time and then goes completely still.
Okay.
And all of you here in your mind's eye, in the depths of your soul, you hear the dragon whisper, "Thank you." And as you do that, all of the creatures turn around and start screaming, no, what have you done? And you can tell that all of the gases and things that have been in this cavern are starting to dissipate. And as they start to dissipate, these creatures are clawing at their throat. No, can't breathe.
Oh, awesome.
And they all start collapsing around you. And Graygun kind of looks at you, Baldwin, and says, "Kill child, not fair." And they all collapse. And they all collapse around you.
Pack them up.
And
just to be sure.
And you can definitely tell they all seem dead as the gases begin to dissipate. And Laren comes up to you, Baldwin, and says, "Why?" And then she looks and she can understand. She asks you for a moment, and then she looks at the woman and looks at Samuth, and she puts her hand on his hand and just kneels by him and just starts slowly and quietly sobbing.
Is there something you can take from him as a memento before we get the hell out of here?
And her eyes brighten for a second and says, yes, a ring he's had for some time. And she reaches over to his left hand and pulls off a ring. It's kind of a simple band, but clearly it means a ton to her. And she says,
treasures in his hut?
If these creatures are dead and the dragon's dead, do we want to keep exploring to see if we can find that magic item people were talking about?
Yep.
Time to find the rest of the horde.
That's right. So as all this is happening and as the creatures are collapsing, you all get a vision in your mind's eye of a small passageway that leads to what appears to be like a small room. And as you're kind of making your way through, almost in an astral projection kind of way, you see this room, and in this room you see mounds and mounds of treasure. And you glimpse it for a moment, and then it's gone, but it's kind of seared into your mind's eye. So you have an idea where it is. So tell me what you all would like to do.
Ooh.
Pat the heart one last time. Poor noble beast. Rest well and get down.
And what, Laren, I don't know, or sorry, Laren, Evelyn, I don't know if you saw all of did you decide what it was that you were giving up? I didn't have time to message you, and we can play that later if you'd like. I don't know if you saw that note.
I don't think I gave up the thing that I stabbed with.
No. Sorry, we'll go through that in a bit. I'll
Okay.
explain it.
All
All right. So, as these creatures are collapsed around you, you can tell. Oh, stop this 1 second. You can tell that the passageway in your mind's eye was up in this northeast passage over here.
I want to ask Evelyn, how did she know about the heart? That was the weakness.
Dragon didn't tell you as well.
Oh, just look in awe.
I unlocked tokens. So as you head up to that northeast, you can only go to the edge there. There's no more to the map, but it winds and it gets smaller and smaller. But as you go for probably 100 yards off to the right hand side, you see what appears to be a little area that might be just a little bit. It's a little bit of a different color than the rest of the shapes here, or sorry, the rest of the wall here.
Right, we're going out the R's.
Isn't there supposed to be a magic knife or something in this place?
Yeah. You got an image.
Let's keep going.
Huh?
So you see this, like I said, you see what appears to be an area that it's slightly, it looks like it's got some kind of, maybe not a lock, but there's some type of object that's holding this wall in place.
Oh,
It is the object.
can we open it?
The object, if it's small enough, I'm going to use this brakes.
Okay. So Saul, as you do that, kind of you hear the wall kind of almost it kind of just sighs for a minute, and then it just kind of shatters into a million pieces. And as it does that, it opens up into a treasure room, the likes of which you all have never seen. And Laren says, "Please take all of this. I'm so thankful that you let me find my brother. Praise to you all." And thus ends the knife in your hand.
Excellent.
Was there the knife in there as well, the treasure?
No,
Yeah, it was in my hand.
yeah. So Evelyn, if we got a couple minutes, if you want to explain what happened, so maybe tell them what happened.
The nice little dragon told me where the knife was. That's why I wanted to see the mouth.
Oh, I was wondering I thought I misunderstood something when you were looking at the teeth. I'm like, hang on, what the hell's going on here?
It's kind of good that you did misunderstand because it might have blown the cover.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you would have known what was going on, you would react differently. So we didn't have time to, say, okay, this is what's going on. We just
Oh,
had
did you
to do
know
it.
as well?
I got a message in my brain, and it was driving me. I did say something about it, but I don't think anyone was paying attention. And then I whispered to Evelyn. I said,
Oh.
"Hey, there we go."
Some of us knew what you were saying, just weren't going to say anything, so it didn't leak to the others.
Yeah.
So the way the adventure works, for anyone that has a certain intellect level or higher, the dragon speaks to at the very beginning. So that's
Cool.
so you guys.
Yeah, I kept seeing messaging bubbles, but I didn't know what was going on. Is that like a whisper mode?
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Can I
Okay.
whisper too?
Yeah.
Yeah, here's the
okay.
sad thing. I don't know how to do the whisper on here.
So what you do, if you go to the top where it has all of the portraits at the very top of the screen, I think you can do it. I know I can as a GM, but if you right click on one of the portraits, you should see a radial menu that pops up, and one of them says whisper.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Or the chat command.
Right.
You can. I think right clicking is easier, but if you don't know the the chat command. It's like /whisper space, and then you put the person's
Yep.
name in there.
Yep.
But it's easier to do it just through the portraits.
Yeah,
Thank
exactly.
You. I learned something new.
Absolutely.
I've only got, when I right click my little portrait, it's got unlock position, toggle, AFK, and release.
Yep. Don't release it unless you want.
So the reason you don't see whisper is it won't let you whisper to yourself. But if you toggle someone else's portrait, you'll see the whisper.
Yep.
The toggle mine.
Ah, right.
Yep.
So, but yeah.
Here's the fun thing. You're learning this on cam. I did the same thing when I first learned Fantasy Grounds. I was in a live game without knowing a thing. It was lots of fun.
Yeah, I kept thinking, why are you going up there? You know something, but I don't know how you know.
Yeah.
And then I actually thought I missed some explanation from the GM when you were doing the teeth, but I didn't want to ask. So I thought, I'll keep going.
You were the perfect distraction.
That's right.
Yeah, okay, good. I'm glad I
We
played
played-
my role.
We played off that. We're like, okay, these guys got them tied up. And it was good that the clockwork guy was kind of off to the side because that tied up the other guy.
Right.
So I was just making sure she didn't get killed by the guy
Right.
she was next to.
Yeah.
I was trying to
I
help
didn't, yeah, I
facilitate
think that
the
was
line.
good. Yeah, I didn't know she had the knife. That was a thing. I
Yeah,
was like,
she snuck
what
it.
are we doing?
Yeah,
Right.
that's why when I said I pocket the shiny thing.
Yep.
Oh, right. Yeah,
And
yeah.
then we
okay.
both winked, but you weren't
Nice.
close enough.
I did hear that, but I didn't.
You were distracted inside that hut with that nasty looking.
Yeah, the
Birth.
nasty
Yeah,
pregnancy.
that was bad.
And Saul, I'm glad you thought to use your break spell on that to open the room at the end. That was cool. It was good.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
That
got
makes
magic.
sense.
We needed our reward.
I know. So guys, the only other thing I'm going to share with you real quick, I'll send it in our Discord chat, but I know that Fantasy Grounds would like you if you go on their Discord and if you fill out the player survey. So actually in my chat, or I guess I'll do it in our game chat, I'll drop this link in. But if you have time and tell them what worked, what didn't, that'd be great. I know they really want the feedback. So sorry, there were a little bit of technical difficulties early, but I think it turned out. I had fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it, but I had a good time.
Yeah, it was fun. It was short enough. It was perfectly timed and paced. I know it's hard to get people to goad them to go the direction of the story, especially in a one shot.
Yeah, and it's hard because I started like the first combat. It doesn't have it there. It's not in the adventure. So I wanted to get at least some combat, so you guys kind of had that, and then
Yeah, makes sense.
So yeah, I was ready for another one if the pacing was super quick and but no, it worked out. It worked out pretty well timing wise.
So part of the go ahead.
I like when you don't always have to do combat, that you can,
Right.
walk through something, using other skills.
Yep.
Yeah, and I could have had them attack and Saul, I was trying not to do a total railroad there, and I kind of did, but I was trying not to have them just outright attack, but I think it worked pretty well, but yeah, it was good.
One of the other reasons we're doing this, right?
Sizing them up, I definitely got the impression that I wasn't going to be able to take them out. So
Right.
Right.
No, that was good. I think going inert was smart. And actually, I didn't think about that.
That is smart.
Yeah. So Baldwin, Sirenscape was playing for part. I didn't play it. I think after the first couple of like the tavern, it was playing some of the roles it should have played, but I didn't. I probably should have done it more in the cavern, but I kind of forgot a little bit as I got into the story.
I thought it was something I might have had
Nah.
to do. That's, understand that.
This is where
And
the
that
chat
link-
triggers comes in.
That
Yeah,
link
exactly.
is in there, that little link, it's not actually something you can click. You got to.
Yeah, he's got to put it in the chat window.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh yeah, and I'll drop that form
Yeah.
into Discord in a second. But hey guys, thanks for playing with me. I know everybody might have to run to another game, but it was really really fun. Love to play with you guys again sometime,
Thank
and hope you like the rule set. So it's
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
a fun rule.
Thanks
All right, well,
enjoy playing with everybody.
awesome.
Thanks, Phil.
All right, guys, well have a great night, and if you have other games this weekend, I hope you have a great time. I'm going to sign off to the stream, but I'm going to shut down the table. But thanks again, everybody.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, and bye bye.
Yay.
All right, guys. So that was fun. The knife in
Now,
your
this is
hand.
my last game of the weekend.
We didn't.
I got to run one more.
We didn't get a whole lot of
game this weekend and tomorrow.
participation tonight, but I'll throw it out
Well,
on
I've got the
YouTube. But
grandbaby all
it was
day
fun.
tomorrow.
I hope
so-
you guys all enjoyed. So
and
until
he's
next
big enough
time,
now that there
we will
is no
see you
playing
later.
again.